If you're a student or beginner trying to understand IT, information systems, or programming without the confusing jargon, welcome to LD Tech Lab. Make sure to subscribe, and let's break this topic down step by step.
Hi everyone, welcome to this detailed tutorial on Java GUI programming using JFrame. If you're a student learning Java and want to move beyond console applications, this video is for you. Today, we'll learn how to create interactive windows, add components like buttons, labels, and text fields, and even build a simple login form. By the end of this video, you'll be able to create your own GUI applications in Java, step by step. So let's get started. First, let's talk about JFrame. JFrame is a class in Java's Swing library that represents a window. Think of it as the main frame or container of your application. Inside a JFrame, you can place other components like buttons, labels, text fields, and panels. Here are some key points. JFrame is a top-level container. It holds other components. You can control its size, title, visibility, and what happens when the user closes the window. So basically, if you want a GUI in Java, everything starts with a JFrame. Before we start coding, make sure you have Java JDK installed and your IDE ready. You can use Eclipse, NetBeans, or IntelliJ IDEA. The Swing library comes built in with Java, so no additional installation is needed. Once you're set up, we can start creating our first GUI window. Let's create our first JFrame. Here's the code. First, we import JavaX, Swing. Then, we create a new JFrame object and give it a title. Set size, 400, 300, sets the window's width and height. Set default close operation, JFrame. Exit _ close, ensures the program closes when the window is closed. Finally, set visible, true, makes the window appear. And there it is, your first Java GUI window. Now let's make our window interactive by adding components. JLabel displays text. Set bounds, X, Y, width, height, positions it inside the window. JButton creates a clickable button. To handle clicks, we add an action listener. This shows a pop-up message when the button is clicked. By combining JLabels and JButtons, your GUI starts to become interactive. Using set bounds works, but it's not very flexible. Java provides layout managers to arrange components automatically. Some examples: flow layout places components in a row, flowing to the next line. Border layout divides the window into north, south, east, west, and center. Grid layout arranges components in a grid of rows and columns. In Java GUI programming, there are two main ways to arrange components in a window: absolute positioning and layout managers. Absolute positioning uses set bounds, X, Y, width, height, to place each component exactly where you want it. It's simple and gives full control, which is fine for very small GUIs. However, it's not flexible. Components won't adjust if the window is resized or if you run the program on different screen sizes. Layout managers, on the other hand, automatically arrange components inside a container. Common types include flow layout, border layout, and grid layout. They make your GUI flexible and responsive, so it adapts to different window sizes. The trade-off is you have less precise control over exact placement, but it's easier to manage for medium to large applications. In short, absolute positioning is precise but rigid, while layout managers are flexible and scalable, usually the better choice for real-world applications. In Java GUI programming, event handling is how your application responds to user actions, like clicking a button, typing in a text field, or closing a window. When a user interacts with a component, it generates an event. To respond, you attach an event listener to the component. For example, a JButton can use an action listener to detect clicks. Button, add action listener, E to system.out, println, button clicked. Here, when the user clicks the button, the code inside the listener executes. Key points: event handling makes GUIs interactive. Different components have different types of listeners: action listener, mouse listener, key listener. It's essential for building responsive and user-friendly applications. In short, without event handling, a GUI is just a static window. Event handling brings it to life. A login form in Java GUI has three key parts: presentation layer, what the user sees, labels, text fields, and buttons. Event handling layer detects user actions, like button clicks, and responds immediately. Logic layer checks credentials and decides what happens next, like showing a success or error message. In short, the GUI shows, the event handler listens, and the logic decides. Together, they make a simple window interactive, responsive, and functional. When we talk about constructing the user interface, or UI, in Java, we mean creating the part of the application that the user sees and interacts with. This is where your program becomes visual and interactive, rather than just running in the console. The first step is always to create the main window. In Java, this is typically done using a JFrame. Think of the JFrame as the foundation or canvas of your application. It's where all your components will live. Next, we add components. Components are the building blocks of your UI, things like labels, buttons, text fields, checkboxes, and panels. Each component has a purpose. Labels display information, buttons trigger actions, and text fields take user input. Once the components are added, you need to decide how they are arranged. This is where layout comes in. You can either use absolute positioning, where you manually set the exact location and size of each component, or layout managers, which automatically organize components in a flexible and responsive way. The choice affects how your UI behaves when the window is resized or displayed on different screens. After arranging your components, you can configure properties like size, color, fonts, and visibility. These details make your UI readable, attractive, and easy to use. Finally, to make the interface truly interactive, you attach event listeners to your components. Event listeners are what allow buttons to respond to clicks, text fields to detect input, and the program to react to user actions in real time. Without event handling, your UI is just a static display, pretty, but useless. In essence, constructing the UI is about combining structure, layout, style, and interactivity. It's the process that turns your Java program from a simple console application into a full-fledged, user-friendly graphical application. After building your login form, the next step is adding logic to validate user credentials. When the user clicks the login button, the program reads the username and password from the text fields, compares them with stored credentials, and responds, correct credentials, show a success message or open the dashboard. Incorrect credentials, show an error message. This logic is usually placed inside the button's event handler, keeping the UI interactive. In short, validation logic turns your login form from a static interface into a functional, responsive application. Creating a clean and user-friendly GUI is essential for good user experience. Here are the best practices. Keep it simple, avoid clutter. Only include essential components. Consistent layout, use layout managers for alignment and spacing. Readable fonts and colors, ensure text is legible and contrasts well with the background. Group-related components, organize buttons, labels, and fields logically. Responsive design, make sure the UI adapts when the window is resized. Feedback and interactivity, provide clear messages for actions like errors or successful operations. Separate UI and logic, keep interface code separate from business logic for maintainability. In short, a clean GUI is simple, organized, readable, and responsive, making the application intuitive and professional. The best way to master Java GUI is hands-on practice. Start with small, simple projects like a calculator, practice buttons and event handling. A to-do list, practice text fields, lists, and data updates. A quiz app, practice labels, buttons, and logic validation. A temperature converter, practice input fields, selection, and output display. Small projects let you experiment with layout managers, event handling, and validation logic without getting overwhelmed. Each project builds confidence and prepares you for more complex GUIs. In short, start small, learn by doing, and gradually build your skills, because in Java GUI, practice truly makes perfect. Swing is Java's toolkit for creating interactive GUI applications. JFrame is the main window. JPanel groups components. JLabel, JButton, JTextField, JTextArea display text and take input. JCombo box, JCheckbox, JRadio button handle selections. JOption pane shows pop-up messages. Layout managers like flow layout, border layout, and grid layout help organize components automatically, while event handling like action listener makes your GUI respond to user actions. In short, Swing gives you the building blocks, layout, and interactivity to make responsive Java applications. If this video helped you, Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Java tutorials.
If this video helped you understand the topic better, please like, subscribe to LD Tech Lab, and comment below what you want to learn next. Your questions help shape future lessons.